Hello, welcome everyone. So this will be a review for the brand new TinHifi T5 Plus. First of all, I want to give a good shout out to Aoshida store. They have their store on AliExpress as well as their website. So if you want to procure this particular unit, you can use the links in the description I provide to their website directly and to the AliExpress store. Thank you very much for sending this over for review. So let's proceed. Look, the packaging for this unit is good. It's not great, but it's good. The ear tips it comes with, I didn't use anything in from the ear tips. As you all can see that the cable I'm using on this unit is not just a regular cable, but it's a Bluetooth cable made by KBEAR KS1 cable. There is a reason why I use this cable specifically for this unit, and I will explain that in a bit. Look, the ear tips here is a very different ear tip. The ear tip I'm using here is the reference ear tip that came with the Whizzer Kylin HE01. This is the reference ear tip, and I'll explain why this ear tip is very important to this IEM because because a lot of people that purchased this, even reviewers that have reviewed this unit, they are not impressed with this unit. They didn't like it very much. They complained about the tonality, the sound. Some said it's too bassy, some said the mids are horrible, some said the treble is not that good and extended to the point where they get all the air and sparkle. So look at my finding here. First of all, in terms of sound quality, okay, let's finish out with the casing. Look, the cable it came with looks like this. It's still in the bag. I have not used this cable and I don't plan to use this cable at all. But this case, on the other hand, this beautiful, wonderful case is incredible. Look, you see this case? This is the best case I have gotten with any IEM. I love this case. It is a gorgeous white case. I love the case, and I have my favorite IEM in it currently, but I will show you guys a comparison between that favorite IEM against this TinHifi T5. I'm explaining the differences for you guys to understand what is the ideal sound that I like. So let's go on to the sound quality. The sound quality here is a V shape, but I will explain the style of V-shape they did here. The shell design here is wonderful. Oh my goodness. In terms of comfort, this is the most comfortable IEM I've ever put in my ears. It is incredibly snug in my ears, and considering the size, this is an incredible comfortable earphone. And it does help with the sound, because what happens here is that even though it's a V-shaped sound, it presents a very not wide sound stage, but the stage is a bit out there, not far away, but it has a very good immersive sound stage to it. Now, as for bass, the bass here is not very deep. That's one of the big cons already that I will start out with. The bass is not very deep. It relies a little bit on the mid bass, which is good for some people, but the problem with me on that sort of bass is that when you emphasize on the mid bass and not the sub bass, you will lose a lot of information in not just music but in games and movies, which is very important to me because I watch a lot of movies. So I need that sub bass, I need that kick, I need that rumble, and this does not have it, which is sad considering that it has a metal titanium shell. Sorry, this is not titanium, this is aluminum shell. It's really sad because the bass could have been a lot better, but it's not the end of the world, because where it starts shining is from the other registers. So let's talk about the mids. The lower mids is thin. It's thin because it's V-shaped. Is reduced, but what it does is the fact that because it's a thinner lower mid-range, it improves the sound stage. It makes it seem like the sound is a little bit far apart from your ears, improves the sound stage, which is great. I don't think it's bad. I think if the lower mids were thicker, it would have made it more musical in general. The upper mid range is clear. That is where those clarity and micro details for vocals more or less reside in. It has a lot more micro details than almost, not all my IEMs, but almost all my IEMs, which is wonderful because the micro details are good, not fantastic, but they're very good. They are really good. Now, the other problem people mentioned in their reviews is the sibilance factor, and it all boiled down to the tuning of that upper mid-range part. You look, sound is very subjective, and everybody have different type of hearing, but I think things need to be paired well to provide a distinctive quality sound. With the cable from KBEAR, this particular Bluetooth cable paired with this unit and with this reference ear tip that has a wide bore design that gives the driver space to breathe and present the sound to its full potential, what happens with this unit is that it presents a very smooth mid-range, especially that upper mid-range. It is not sibilant. Like, I wasn't hearing the S sound, and I have songs that I use to test that sibilance. I do. There are so many tracks that I use, songs like Cash Cow by Gunna and Nightmare. Gunna is a rapper that has this electronic auto-tune voice that he has when he raps. He tends to have that sibilance that is accentuated. If you don't have a set that knows how to smoothen out that frequency, you will hear it, especially from Gunna. He's a rapper that accentuates the sibilance range. Another song I use to check sibilance is Little Durk featuring Gunna, another rapper featuring the same rapper Gunna. Gunna is a rapper I actually use to expose sibilance, even though it's a rap song, but he knows how to hit that register that exposes sibilance, and this earphone did not expose it. It really glossed over it. The only thing I see as a bit of a downer here is the mid being thin in the lower register, which makes vocals sound thin, and I get it. I think people don't like that thin vocal range, and I'm not a big fan of it, but where this thing works very well is when you're outdoor, when you need that micro detail, that clarity. This thing has clarity. Like, one thing I would give this earphone is clarity. The clarity is there. It's not the cleanest sound, but it's very clear. It is very clear. Like, obviously I enjoy this for me to now make it my official kind of like travel earphone, because I will be using it as my travel earphone. I would pretty much put it in bag and hang it on my neck whenever I'm on the road. So this is a good travel earphone for me. The only worry I have is that, look, the problem here is that this thing is easy to detach from the cables. I've tried with it, and I kind of have a problem with that. The fact that this particular 2-pin nozzle is very deep inside. This thing is not supposed to be like that. TinHifi should have brought this up to make it easy for people to connect more 2-pin cables into this thing, and they didn't do that. I really don't understand why they would make such product that 2-pin connectors have to struggle to stay connected in it. And I even worry about taking this outside, because somebody could pull on my neck, or maybe I'm in a crowd and somebody pulls the earphone. These things could fall out. They really could easily fall out. So I worry for this particular unit the way it is, but okay, I am not going to complain too much. So I don't know, man. That's the only big deficiency I have with this particular unit. Another thing here is the treble. Like, the treble is okay. It's not the airiest treble in the world. It's not the most detailed treble, but it's very good. Like, literally, this is a wonderful treble that I like, at least for casual listening. It is very good. Honestly, I don't mind the treble here. The treble is very good. I genuinely like the treble. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for me. So that is pretty much the thing you can expect. The stage here is wide, but look, the stage is wide. It's wide enough, but it's not deep and it's not too holographic like I would want it to be. I'll get to an IM that does stage very well and actually immerses you, and that has to do with the tuning and the driver and everything. That's a different video. But look, honestly, this earphone gave me joy. I understand the criticism it has gotten. It's almost like it's a dead set in terms of its popularity. Nobody's talking about it any longer because a lot of top reviews have given it mediocre to bad review. But I will say this, look, it is not a perfect IEM, the same way all the other IEMs are not perfect, even the ones that are hyped. Buy it, but know that there are some things better that are cheaper. I'm not going to come and sugarcoat it, even though I got this in for free and all that, but there are some other earphones that are cheaper that are better. You understand? The thing here is that you just have to live with the sound. If TinHifi charged $80 for this, I would highly recommend it for what it is, but it becomes a bit of a problem when $80 sets are either competing at that same level or beats it out in many categories that I'll go over. So that is it. That's my review for the TinHifi T5. So I will leave links in the description if you want to check that out and purchase this unit. Do subscribe, do like our content, do follow on social media. I'm going to see you guys next time.